Hey guys, it's Paul, and this is the first video of my Patreon, Kickstarter, and small business series. For the first half of the series, we'll kind of focus mainly on the Kickstarter. I want to really hit on that because I know it's such a big topic that a lot of people are curious about, especially after seeing a lot of the projects that I've worked on with my wife and also Colleen. So I'd love to be able to discuss a little bit of that with you guys. So anyway, we'll go ahead and start focusing on what is Kickstarter. It's such a vague and kind of mysterious term for a lot of people. They don't really know exactly what goes on behind the scenes. They just see it as a place where somebody can get their invention funded or make a new CD. So essentially, Kickstarter is a crowdfunding platform that can be used in many different ways. From doing CDs to inventions, or a lot of events are being funded through that, and movies. But it's also a way just for a business to get started, to get going, to kind of gain the momentum that you need to then push through and either complete a project or actually get your business up and going from scratch. So the first Kickstarter that I ran was with my wife, and basically what had happened is I had been on Kickstarter many times and I backed numerous projects, and I love the environment and the community that was built around each project. And I'd seen her painting a lot, and I loved being able to watch her style develop as an artist as she went along. And she just got to a point where I was like, you have something so unique here, and I want everybody to know about it. And so that's when we had the idea of running the Kickstarter for painting the Ink the States campaign. And that one was mainly to gather enough of the funds and the focus to be able to paint all 50 states, which in the end she painted way more than 50 paintings. But you need a lot of momentum to get through that many paintings, especially if there's nobody watching. So I thought this was the perfect avenue, the perfect setup for her to be able to get a community behind her, to be able to support her through that financially, but also just emotionally and mentally, because it's kind of crazy having to do that many paintings, especially if it's something that you might not really care about, specific states that you don't live in. So anyway, this is a perfect avenue for her to do that. And so we ended up launching the Kickstarter, I think only a couple weeks after we had started the idea of it, and it blew us away. Within a couple days, we knew that this was going to be a lot bigger than what we expected. Our original goal was $800, and by the end of a 7-day campaign, we hit well over 12,000, and we couldn't believe it, to tell you the truth. At the time, she didn't really have a huge following on Instagram, or any other avenue. This was just our way of starting the business to get her word out there, and it took off more than we could have ever imagined. And so the beginning of the campaign was a little bit of a surprise, but it was a nice surprise, of course, for us. And we weren't really sure of what we were getting into. I know there was a lot of it ahead of time that I'd kind of thought about, since I had seen so many campaigns through other projects or other creators. So I knew a little bit of what we should be doing. But there's certainly a lot that we learned along the way, and thankfully we ended up finishing everything right on schedule within a week or two of what we were planning to do, of getting the prints out. But ultimately, it was a crazy ride, and so it was used in that way as a jumpstart for her art business, and to get her really have enough courage to continue on with the art, and to see that there's people out there that really love what she's doing and what she's making. And so, in our case, it was used as both starting a business and also getting the encouragement and the support that was needed to be able to continue on and develop further. So no matter what you're looking at, if it's something like a specific invention that you want to try to work on, if it is just starting a project as an artist, or trying to make a CD as a band, there's a lot of things that you can do, but there are many things that you'll have to do throughout the term of the campaign if you want to run a good, successful, a great campaign. As you might see, there's many different people that will throw up Kickstarter campaigns, but almost every single one of the ones that I've worked on, we've gotten comments that say, they are so comfortable with backing the project because they know what's going on, or it's one of the best campaigns that they've ever backed. And that's because we stayed in open communication with the backers, and we made sure that we were doing everything we could to make it a great campaign. And so throughout this video series, I will kind of hit on different subjects and different topics that we'll highlight certain things that would be really useful to do in your campaign or in your business. And I hope that each one of the subjects would be able to, directly apply to what you're working on now or what you may be working on in the future. So anyway, I'm really excited to continue on with this. Pretty soon we will cover, just the beginnings, the ideas, and what you should be prepared for at the very beginning. And we'll go through kind of the life cycle of the campaign and what to expect all along the way and what you should be going through. And then early on, I'll also release a spreadsheet that basically has a checklist of everything that at least I cover when running a campaign, and you can add things to that. And it's just a general template to say, hey, maybe you should think about this about 2 weeks before the launch of the campaign, or this one midway through, you definitely want to do it, and it'll put priority levels on that too. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. In the meantime, I will be working on getting some stuff together for you, some content so you can get your hands on it, look around, and ask questions whenever you have it. But thank you guys, and I can't wait to talk to you again.